Welcome back to Dr. Noah's YouTube updates, and it's Wednesday, what is it today, 28th of March, and as you've probably been listening to, the big thing is, especially the healthcare system, is the Obama healthcare system, and we've debated a little bit about that, but what was kind of interesting that came out of the hearings in front of the Supreme Court, whether or not that's legitimate to have the government force you to buy something, just some kind of interesting statistics, which isn't really being brought up. I mean, everybody having to have, health care and stuff like that, kind of, on the surface sounds good, but no one's getting down to the bottom line is that this is a very expensive system that doesn't work, and no one's really addressing that. And what came out of one of the reports is that, if this so-called healthcare system goes through this, it's going to cost everybody about $24,000 a year just for your sick care system. $24,000 for a system that's failed. So, a report that came out 2009, what causes $1.2 trillion of healthcare waste? Now, this was a report by other type of leading economists and doctors around. So, too many tests, that cost us $210 billion. Inefficient claim processing, $210 billion. Using the ER as a clinic, $14 billion. Medical errors, $17 to $100 billion. Discharge patients too soon, $25 to $60 billion. So no one's really addressing, this broken system, very expensive, doesn't work. We've talked about, like SSRIs. We talked a little bit earlier off camera here, like, in terms of people with mental problems like that. Studies after studies show, in fact, which I don't think we'll talk about this time, but I was looking at, no, I don't have it here, a new drug that was supposed to be hopeful to take over. The drug companies are running scared like little cockroaches because most of their big, powerful, $100 and $200 billion products are running out with their patent, and all of a sudden it's going to go from $200 or $300 or $400 a month down to like $10 a month because their exclusive type of patent won't be there, and they're going to lose money. So they're looking desperately to find something to replace, like Prozac and Lipitor for statin drugs, which we've talked about. Those studies show, and as with this the study that just came out, is that those don't work. They don't work any better than placebo. So it's voodoo magic. But once again, they're hoping they'll be able to pay off some type of drug doctors who work at a professor to say this is the best thing since sliced bread and make billions of dollars. So this wasteful money and this system, as we were also talking off camera before about what needs to be done, is what was done 2,000 to 3,000 years ago. When Chinese doctors were out there, they only got paid when their patients were healthy. As soon as they got sick, they stopped paying them. This system is totally backwards. They make more money, and we'll talk about at the end of this, about the poor elderly being killed and made worse because of all these, once again, worthless type of drugs, is that as the more sick you get, the more money they make. So it's a totally backward system. So that's what really needs to be addressed, and hopefully some changes will occur like that. Here's a new study that actually Vince, the guy who's on my TV show on Monday, we're talking about. He brought in a local business magazine about these orthopedics boasting about how wonderful knee and hip replacements are and how well they last and all the expensive type of things. We'll talk a little about that. A new report shows that medical implants are rarely tested. So these type of, hip replacement, knee replacement, everybody loves getting, it's wonderful. Well, first of all, your body was designed to last forever. So obviously something went wrong. And as we'll talk a little bit about here about the cost, where do you have money to spend $20,000, $30,000 for these procedures? You don't. So that goes again, where is this money coming from for bad behavior, and then basically reinforced by the sick people, the sick doctors, the orthopedists who just love, don't exercise, eat crap, be 400 pounds, and we know your joints got, because I'm going to make 50,000 bucks off you every 7 to 10 years. Hey, this is a great deal. What's it good for you? Nothing. What does it do to society? It's a waste of money. And that goes to the next, report that came out. Dick Cheney, just, former vice president. He's been having heart attacks since he's been 37 years old. And obviously, the wonders of medicine obviously aren't working, because why does he keep having to have stents and have to have more type of operations. He has a special implant that only costs $200,000 for the wonderful things of medicine. Even though as far back as 15 years ago, Dr. Dean Ornish, yeah, he's a medical doctor, professor at University of California, San Francisco, showed conclusively that by changing your lifestyle, you can reverse heart attacks and heart disease. Drugs don't do that. The stents, as we talked about in my TV show, now there's a new study showing that these wonderful stents that cost $15,000 to $20,000 a pop actually increase complications. They don't make you live any longer and have any benefit in preventing death than actually doing crappy drugs, let alone do natural things that can reverse that. So things have to really start to be thinking. So now he's had a heart transplant, and that's only $500,000. Where is this money coming from? He doesn't make that kind of money to be able to spend millions of dollars on just on sick care, so that's kind of crazy. Another report, cancer killing young people in India because of smoking. I mean, it goes back to, people's behavior has big consequences. And so smoking, and I remember, and I was actually talking to my patients, I can remember, these lying, cheating tobacco CEOs, raising their hand and swearing in front of the corrupt and stinky politicians who are no better than they are. They help subsidize tobacco farmers to this day. They're paid money, billions of dollars, to raise tobacco that we know kill people. Those are nice people too. Lying to them, and how many of those people went to jail? How many of those people had a fine? How many had any type of financial type of repercussions? Zero. Now, if you don't go to your jury duty or happen to lie like that, you're thrown in jail, put on, so this double standard stinks. On a positive type of thing, new study that just came out, Archives of Internal Medicine, that eating chocolate is really good. Now, the key there is it's chocolate. It's not a Hershey bar, it's a Snickers bar, it's not crap. It's coca, it's the coca compound that they put lots of sugar and bad fat in there that make it like candy. That's not good there. University of California, San Diego showing, yeah, you eat these kind of, good type of chocolate like that, you can actually lose weight there. So that's kind of because of these called catechins. New cholesterol drug. They're really excited about this. It's right now it's experimental. It's REGN 727, and that's kind of exciting because it's lowering certain types of cholesterol factors. We've talked about there's 13 different risk factors for heart disease. So irregardless, once again, they're striving to find new drugs because like Lipitor and other kind of statin drugs, which are worthless, are losing their patent. So once again, instead of charging and costing us $200–300 a month for worthless crap that actually hurts you, they have to find some new ones because now the new generics are going to cost $10. I thought I brought the largest study on statin drugs. This is all just a boondoggle. Here it is, right here, statin drugs. And this will be a little question to Cindy and John here. So the best at science, we've spent, once again, trillions of dollars over the last 20–30 years on statin drugs. They're supposed to be so wonderful. Out of 100 people, how many people does it help? So I'm throwing this out. John or Cindy?
2.
1. So that's so pretty close. So here we're spending trillions of dollars. Can you imagine any other industry? You go in to see your car mechanic and you ask him, when you fix my brakes, how many people are you going to actually prevent from crashing? 1. That means 99 people are actually going to crash and die. Would you go to that? Would you go to a grocery store and say, out of all the food that you have here, how many people you actually would be sick? 99 people, but 1 person be okay. No other industry can live off these kind of statistics, costing trillions of dollars. If that wasn't bad enough, here are the known side effects of statin drugs. Polyneuropathy, burning sensation type problem, aggression, oh gee, that's interesting. Muscle pain, there's actually 30% of the people actually have a wasting of your muscles that kill you. Peripheral neuropathy, irritability, muscle weakness, erectile dysfunction, memory loss, cognitive defects, muscle cramps, and fatigue. So once again, what other systems out there? You go to your car mechanic to rotate your tires. It's free, or it costs you, let's say it costs you $50 to do it. But when they're doing it, when they're jacking it up, they once again break the brake line. Now it's going to cost you $400, and you're just going to smile and say, "Oh, well, thanks, car mechanic." That's what medicine does all the time, and that's the next study. Commonly prescribed drugs in hospitals are killing and harming the elderly. Now, this was published only in the New England Journal of Medicine, once again, drug journal, most prestigious, the American Journal of Geriatrics. And what they're showing is that, once again, medicine is the biggest mess and causes more of the problems. According to the study, 4 medications contribute to 66% of emergency hospitalizations and death in elderly people. 66%. Can you imagine going to a car mechanic that 66 of the cars out of 100 causes death and injuries? Those people would be in jail like that. But the medical profession, people walk around thinking, oh, I like my drug doctor. He made me sick. I had to go to the hospital, and 66% of the people going there. This is madness. This has to stop. Costs us trillions of dollars of excess type of damage that occurred by the drug doctors that are supposed to be helping you. So, once again, have a nice day. Talk to you soon.